Welcome to Chapter Sass, the podcast where we deep dive into the books that make you blush, gasp, and maybe even think a little. I'm your host, Season, and with every book, I'll be joined with a new co-host with their own hot take. From spicy romances to messy love triangles and all the glorious chaos in between, we're here with a fresh perspective to unpack the stories we love, question what we think we know, and explore how the book speaks to us. Things might even get a little sassy. This episode is rated mature and will contain spoilers. Let's get into the first chapter. Hello and welcome back, everybody. Today we are going to be starting a new series. So we are going into the Agatar world. And so we're going to be starting with A Court of Thorns and Roses. This is the first book in the Agatar series by Sarah J. Maas. Book 6 comes out October 27th, which we all know. And so we're going to cover this whole series before October 27th. So with that being said, these episodes are going to be a little bit different because there is no way we could cover all the books by October 27th. So we're going to do more of a high-level overview of over the designated chapters that we have for each episode. And then if it's like a really good chapters, we'll spend more time on it and we'll deep dive into that. Like I'm thinking once we're under the mountain, I think we'll probably spend a little bit more time on that. But like up until now, we're just getting world building and information. During these episodes, we'll talk about a few things, like if we like the chapters, what we didn't like, were they too long? Did we want more of anything? Character development, any evidence to support any theories we might have. This is my personal favorite because I have already started my list of lovely theories, so I can't wait to talk to you guys about it. This episode will contain spoilers and will have mature content. And while I would love to say that we wouldn't spoil anything else in the future, false. Like there's just no way to like talk about some of this and like some of the foreshadowing and not talk about what happens in the other books in the series. So this is spoilers for all the books in the series. FYI now. And I would like to introduce our guests, both our returning co-hosts. So hey guys, Jody, you were my first guest co-host ever. What is up with you? Tell us.
I'm so excited. I was actually introduced to this by my partner who was supposed to be here with us today, but he'll join us the next time. So, I mean, this is how I got introduced to fantasy was Akatar. They threw my ass right into it.
Yay. I can't wait to have Derek. We'll have a male's perspective, so I'm super excited. I almost got Keith to almost be on here too, so my boyfriend. He was like, wait, Derek's gonna be on? I was like, yeah, honey. He was like, what are you covering? I was like, a very super famous fantasy book. Get in here. And he was like, I'll think about it. So I mean, but that's more than he's ever said. Ever. So like, I was like, yes, maybe. Okay, welcome back, Andrea. How are you? What's new with you?
Hi, doing good. Can I just say I am in love with your earrings?
Oh, yes. So one of my friends who was supposed to also be a guest on here, but she is part-time. She's a badass. Talk about Feyre being a badass. My friend Abby's a badass. She is part-time firefighter and in the reserves. And so she's currently just been called to duty right now. So she can't do this, but she got me these earrings. I thought they were just so appropriate for today.
They're so cute.
And for anyone listening, they're just Agatar, like the book earrings. I'll post it on social media so you guys.
Yes, I was gonna say
I did post it already. So yeah.
Good detailed picture of those. Those are so good.
Woo! Okay, and as always, what are we drinking, guys?
I have my fairy wine.
Oh, I love it. This is my fairy wine.
This is Dr. Pepper.
We don't judge here. This is a judgment-free zone. No. So you drink your Dr. Pepper, girl.
But thank you for keeping it. Thank you for keeping it unique because it's normally like, here's my Diet Coke. No, this is my Dr. Pepper.
This is my emotional support, Dr. Pepper.
Medicine by the doctor.
And just like a nice little shout out, all of us here are Puerto Rican. So yay, buddy, woo! I will be posting that clip and putting the Puerto Rican flag around all of us. So yay.
Love that.
Okay. Well, cheers, everyone.
Cheers.
This is all I wanted to do is drink wine and talk theories. So let me just take my sip because I have so much to say now. I also have water for anyone. Anyone who knows me, if I'm drinking, I always have water very close by.
Same.
Very close by.
Okay, in this chapter, we're gonna go, or in this episode, we're gonna go ahead and cover chapters 1 through 15. And I'm just gonna say it again in case you guys didn't hear. Will contain spoilers and will have mature content. So let's get into the first chapter. And let me take my little sippy sip. So I personally don't think like a ton happens in the first 15 chapters, but I do think we get a lot of dynamics. So we get like power dynamics, family dynamics, community, village dynamic. Power, this could fall under power dynamic, but like prisoner slash non-prisoner, like how you just figuring that out. We can get into that a little bit later. But I do think that's like a big focus of what is going on, just like Feyre and all the dynamics that her life is controlled by. And so we start off by meeting our protagonist, Feyre. She's a starving, illiterate 19-year-old human, and I'm putting human in quotes because that is part of some of the theories I have, and pretty much the sole provider of her family. It is winter, so hunting's just a little bit harder because there are less animals out, but as Feyre's in the forest, also note that the forest is by her house a little bit slash village and only 2 days away from the Prithian border. And Feyre has a strong dislike of fairies. Personally, I think if I had such a strong dislike of fairies, I don't know if I would be that close to the border. But again, this kind of goes with my little theory of why they're so close to the border also that I'll get into later. Right before Feyre gives up on hunting for the day, she spots a doe. And not only does she spot a doe, but she finds a huge ass wolf. And she prays it's not a fairy. Spoiler alert, it is. And low key, like Feyre knew this deep down inside. When you're reading the book, she knew this deep down inside that she was about to kill a fairy. Like
that's a big old wolf.
Like she knew deep down inside it was a fairy. She wants to pretend.
I love
it's not a fairy. It was a fairy.
I love that we're already labeling her as so delusional from the jump. We didn't even give her 10 pages and she's delusional as hell.
She's like a wolf the size of a bear.
No, a pony.
Oh.
That's what it said, a pony. Like, girl. And you're a hunter. So you know it's not, like, maybe one of your sisters would be like, oh, it's a big wolf. Like, you know what a wolf looks like. But anyways, I digress. So let me just go back.
Yeah, she's messy.
Messy as hell.
So Feyre happens to have an ash arrow, and also it's not a fairy, but let me use my first arrow, which is the ash arrow, to kill it.
Just in case
it's not a
fairy. Not like this is a valuable arrow to me or anything like that.
Not that it's a valuable arrow at all.
Oh my
God. So she uses the ash arrow and she hits the wolf, aka Andres, because it is a fairy, on his side. As Andres looks at Feyre, he looks at her with like understanding, and then Feyre grabs another arrow and shoots him right in the eye. And then Andres proceeds to die a slow, painful death for his people. But I took a passage out of here, so I do want to go with this because like Andres knew what he was doing. He knew he had to die. And so it says, the snow began falling again. He looked up with sort of awareness and surprise that made me fire the second arrow, just in case that the intelligence of the immortal, wicked sorts, he didn't try to dodge the arrows as it went clean through his wide yellow eye and collapsed to the ground. So Andres did this for his people. I also, down the line when we're later, how did he know Feyre hated fairies? I don't know, but we're going to talk about that a little later. So anyways, Feyre skins Andres the wolf and takes the doe back home to her ungrateful family. And this is when we meet all of Feyre's sisters. So we meet Elaine and Nesta, and Elaine is painted as this sweet, innocent sister. And Nesta's the oldest, and she's painted with like an attitude, but will do anything for Elaine. We also meet Feyre's crippled dad, who got his leg / knee smashed in by creditors. And the rest of the family literally does minimal chores and contributes nothing financially. Nothing. Dad occasionally sells his like wood carvings for money, occasionally, but has no, God forbid you be a dad and you make money. But anyways, it's all relies on Feyre, the youngest member of the family, to survive. We find out that Feyre's mom is dead.
I'm sorry because first of all, she's cracking up.
I mean, I'm keeping it real.
I just gotta. I feel like
a dad.
I have to sneak this in here because it's so freaking comical. You know how like everybody was obsessed with Twilight, even though it was incredibly cheesy. This is my Twilight. This is so cheesy and unrealistic.
Specifically, this one in the
This
series,
but
like this was the cringiest one of.
I was
all
like,
of
this is
them.
so cringy. I kind of love it.
It's like a
You
train
mean
the car
anorexic looking youngest daughter with two able-bodied sisters and a dad who his worst disability is that he's got a wonky knee, cannot help a sister out. Okay. Anyway, I love it.
No, girl, I'm here for it too. Well, we're gonna have so much fun. It's only been what 10 minutes. We're gonna have so much fun on these episodes.
I promise I won't laugh.
No, you can laugh. Please laugh, do whatever. Because I say more shit. Don't you
You're
worry.
like, God forbid he be a dad.
God forbid he be a dad. He does redeem himself later on in other books, but
Yes,
right now,
thankfully, but right now he ain't it.
right
Yeah.
now he's what we would call low life. But yes,
Yes.
yes. So we find out that Feyre's mom is dead, and on her bed, Mama Archeron asked Feyre, the youngest member of the family at the time she was 8, so we're gonna ask an 8-year-old, to vow to take care of everyone. And so Feyre, also at 8, of course she's gonna say whatever the hell she's on her deathbed. Like, of course she's gonna be like, yeah, mom, of course. And so
Yeah.
Feyre agrees.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any theories about Mama Archeron?
Oh, I have so many, and
So
I
many.
have the list. So I'm so glad we're gonna get into that. Yeah,
Mhm.
I think Mama Archeron is someone special. Yep.
Yeah, mama liar.
That's who we're gonna call her, Mama L now. Yep. And I took this from the passage. I took this passage from the book, but it says, "A promise was law, a promise was currency, a promise was your bond." And I took that because I saw that also a little as foreshadowing when she starts making these deals with Rhysand, how she has to like keep her word and certain things. I feel like this was a little foreshadowing, but at 8 years old, she's keeping it. And so we also learned that Freya loves to paint and loves like art. And so we're finally told about the dresser that she painted that represents her 3 sisters. So there's a shelf that has flowers to represent Elaine, because Elaine's like the gardener of the family, but she only gardens flowers. God forbid she gardens
A
food.
zucchini, for the love of God.
Literally, zucchini,
Right,
something, just
a
flowers, just roses. Also, there are flowers that are edible that she probably could have made into a soup. So
Listen,
God
I
forbid.
almost died at your house trying to eat a flower. So,
A rhubarb. She could. No
so
one
maybe
told
not a good
me.
idea.
Okay, Andrea, just so you get Andrea, so everyone else in who's listening. I have rhubarb that grows. I do nothing and it grows. In fact, Keith and I just like harvested and we made 2 pies. I have 3 things of like gin, so I'm gonna make spritz later just so it's like infusing. And then I probably have like 5 pounds of cut up rhubarb in my freezer, and we still have so much. Anyways, we told Jody when she first came over, "Oh, you can eat this. You're only allowed to eat the stalk of the rhubarb, not the leaf." And Jody went and like ate the leaf. I was like, "Stop! That's poison."
Lead with the edible part next time.
I was like, "Jody, you can't eat the leaf. It's poison."
I was like, what? And
We only
Keith has
had-
now failed to remind me what I did.
She literally only ate the smallest little piece, so not poisonous enough to do
I was like,
anything to her.
Stomach of steel, huh?
No, I'm just dramatic.
So she ate literally, the guys, do not eat the leaf of rhubarb, only eat like the stalk. But my point is, Elaine could be growing some rhubarb. Like,
Right.
yeah, but God forbid. Nessa's shelf has flames, and then Feyre's has the starry night sky. And my question to this is, we know later on, spoiler alert for anyone who's not here, that she gets this like vision of the starry night sky. That's why she like painted it, and that was like Rhys like giving the vision. How
Yeah.
old was she? Because remember, she's only 19 and she's been painting this like a little,
Ooh.
and that's a little creepy. You know what I mean? Like,
You know,
mm,
I think Mated, right? Or
yeah,
Fate, right?
but still, she was like 11.
It's always so creepy. I mean, the fact that she's only 19 and I mean, how old is Tamlin? He's like 500 plus years old.
Yeah.
Even that's kind of like, damn, she can't even have
Yeah.
a glass of fairy wine legally yet, and y'all already shipping her off to some man.
Oh
So
my god, I love it. Okay. So then we go back. So Feyre and her sisters then head into town the next morning to like sell the hide that they have. The children of the blessed are there really quickly just because like the children of the blessed like do like fairies. They like worship fairies. So we bring them a little bit more. I think is it the next book? Is that when the high priestess comes? Is it the next book or the book after? I forgot. But the
yeah,
high priestess comes and children of the blessed are a little bit more important there. But anyways, Feyre is able to sell the hide to like this merchant, this mercenary, this like buyer, and this buyer gives her way more money than what it's worth, and she's just like, someone did this for me, and I'm just paying it forward. So cool. But then the reason why this like person is kind of important is because she starts to say, be careful, because about 50-ish years ago, 49 years ago, I think they actually say that creatures began passing through the walls. And guys, 50 years is kind of important in the overall arching of this story, but this is our first foreshadowing of like what could have been happening 50 years ago. We learned that there was a war that took 6 mortal queens to make a treaty. The treaty is what created this wall, and on one side of the wall is fairies slash like the magic realm, and on the other side is humans. And that's all we kind of get from this person. We get a little bit more information about the treaty, more information about like the book and all the stuff that they have later on throughout the rest of this book slash the series. Then back at home, a beast comes and demands to know who killed Andres the wolf. And you would think at this point the father would man up, but no, he does not.
no.
He just stays there pissing in his pants. Elaine and Nesta are in a corner somewhere crying. And so Feyre comes out and is like, I'm going to protect my family. This is me. And so she says, like, I killed him. And according to Tamlin, Feyre has violated the treaty because this isn't fully the truth. Like, once we get into the actual words of the treaty, Tamlin does kind of fudge the treaty lines a little bit. But Tamlin says it's a life for a life. You have two options. You can let me, the beast, kill you outside, or you can come with me. And so Feyre ends up going with Tamlin. She tries to help her family as much as possible. She's like, there's money, the dough that you have will last like 2 or 3 weeks. There's extra money here. She tells her sister, like, don't marry the
Thomas.
asshole dude who's gonna
That's
abuse you. And then the father's kind of like, don't ever come back. Okay. But
Jeez, Dad, I love you too.
yeah, yeah, like don't ever come back. And so then Feyre does go with Tamlin and is taken to the spring court. Oh, also something else I want to talk about really quickly, because this is kind of a theory, but we know Sarah J. Maas has like said it's not going to happen, or at least I don't think it will happen. But when Tamlin first like meets them, he's like so taken aback that it was Feyre, the youngest, who's like this scrawny thing, and he does like look at the two sisters. And I think this is where some people start shipping Elaine and Tamlin together, because everyone thinks that Tamlin is gonna get like this redemption arc, and that Elaine, because she loves spring stuff and loves growing, that they're gonna be together. But Sarah J. Maas has told us that like Tamlin's not getting a redemption arc. So while I do think something's gonna happen in the spring court at some point with Elaine, it's not gonna be with Tamlin.
I feel like the best part of like the best he's gonna get for a redemption arc has already happened with all
Yeah,
that.
I
Yeah.
think that's all we're gonna get. Like, we're not, so pretty much he's not gonna find his mate or his love.
I'm
Um,
rushing kill
so yeah. Honest
Oh yeah,
spoiler
maybe
alert, I do think he is going to be killed off
good.
slash in the, I think it's either Nessa's book or Starlight. One of them paints Tamlin as like suicidal. So like, uh, trigger warnings for anything. I don't know if that might be in the cards too at some point. I don't know, but I don't see Tamlin living, if that makes sense. I don't.
Yeah, he gotta go. He's trash.
Yeah, so who knows what's gonna happen there, but I do think possibly something with Tamlin.
I mean,
But
it would
maybe
be incredibly icky if anything happened with Tamlin and
it would, but I do think because I was also looking at when these books were written. This first book came out in 2015, and the second book I think came out like 2 or 3 years afterwards. Like, and spoiler alert for anyone, like I said, we're going to talk about this. We all love Tamlin in this one. I do think, but she knew, Sarah J. Maas knew like she was going to end up with Reese. Like we didn't know that, but she knew that that was going to happen. I do think maybe at some point there could have possibly have been an opportunity to ship Elaine and Tamlin, but I think with like all like the, because she says it in the interview with Call Her Daddy, like just with like all the like feedback she got with people like thanking her about writing the story, like if that was ever like anything that was going to happen, I don't think it's never going to happen now. Like she is keeping Tamlin where he is, and that is where we're keeping him. But I do think maybe when she wrote this in 2015, maybe she could have thought of shipping, maybe not in 2026 anymore, but 10 years ago, I do think maybe that could have been a possibility. Who knows?
I don't know. I think the I mean Feyre already like bound him. You know what I'm saying? So
That
it's
is
kind
true,
of
but I
like
also think Lucian is such like left field also.
yeah, yeah, but I just mean like for like I just think it would be a little icky. I
Icky.
mean, I'm not gonna get with one of my sister's exes. That's kind of gross.
This is
So
the fairyland. Anything's possible.
I guess you're right. I mean, he's a fairy, he's a wolf, he's a human, he's 100 different things. So yeah, I guess
Yeah.
you're right.
Okay, so back at the spring court. So Tamlin takes Feyre back to the spring court, and we learn that everyone has like a mask that they cannot take off, and everyone is saying it's because it's the blight magic, aka the blight magic that happened 50 years ago. But we all know that it's not the blight. The blight has a name.
Yeah, like looking back on it, I can't believe we fell for that.
Well, because they couldn't say that was part of like the thing that they can't like call her out. So like the only
Yeah,
way to tell Feyre is like to call it something else, but it's the blight right now.
like they had us fooled so
Mhm.
hard that for like a while I was like, what was the point of that?
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
felt it felt very like random, and I fell for it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
think
did
we
too.
were all meant to. Same. I also
I
fell for
feel
it.
foolish for
Yeah.
that because looking back,
Amarantha must have been like Beetlejuice. You
You
cannot
can't say
say
her
her name.
name, especially
yeah,
3 times. Yeah.
yeah.
So then we meet Lucian, and Lucian is Tamlin's like right hand man. I'm thinking of
Right,
Hamilton now.
right-eyed man.
One eyed man. Yes. Lucian has a fox mask and has like a
Oh, wait,
mechanical-ish eye. I don't know what else to call it,
yeah,
but it's like
Yeah.
it's a magical eye, but it's like a mechanical eye. And it is supposed to see like this eye is supposed to help with like seeing like glimmer, or yeah, like glam, but what is it called? The
Glamour.
glamour, all this stuff. It's supposed to. I feel like when we get later on to other books, I'm like, wasn't Lucian there? Doesn't he have an eye for that? But whatever. We'll get to that in later books. We'll get to that in later books. Um It could have been just possibly an oversight. Pun intended.
All these vision jokes.
Pun intended.
like, you're just that quick with it.
Yes.
Like,
Johnny's so good with puns and like one-liners and everything. She's great.
one-liners.
Yes.
Why? Huh?
Oh yes.
You're on it. You're on the money tonight.
Okay, so not only does he have like this like mechanical eye thing, he also has a scar that goes from his brow to his jaw, and we get a little bit more information about that a little later. Feyre's promised that she will be treated well. She is fed and she is clothed. Of course, she tries to escape at every chance she can get because she just in her head is like, I take care of my family. I promise that like I have to figure out a way to get out of here. But Tamlin tells her over and over again that her family will be okay as long as she stays. During the first few weeks, Feyre befriends Alice, who's pretty much like a lady in waiting. And she also happens to come to like an understanding with Lucian. Like, I wouldn't say they're friends yet, but like her and Lucian have a little bit of a routine. She goes out like quote unquote hunting with him. and they're just establishing like some form of like friendship kind of stuff.
I
Lucian is
want to add that Lucian's best friend was the person that she killed.
yes, and so
So
it was a little hard for
yeah, this is
Lucian.
like enemies to lovers, but in friends.
Yeah,
So you know, he really hated her guts, and then they ended up being,
yeah,
friendly.
I love it. Yes, I love this because I do love the relationship. I do think it gets a little strained. Lucian does become like one of, I don't want to say my favorite character, but later
Yeah.
on in certain series, I do have like a soft spot for him.
He's like the smart ass big brother that she needed.
Yeah.
That she had but didn't.
Mhm. Yeah. So like Lucian does become like just one of my high on the list favorite characters, I guess. Maybe not my favorite. Nessa is my favorite. We hate her in this book, but she comes out and she's my favorite character at the
In
end.
the end, yeah.
Yeah,
Really?
Nessa's my favorite.
Oh,
And I
you
think
don't
because
care for Nesta?
Oh,
Later.
I
I
like
think it's because I resonate with Nessa
favorite.
the most.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's
She's
not my
not your favorite?
but
Wait, can I just ask who your favorite is?
I don't like none of them.
Oh, I love this.
If I'm being honest.
My favorite is the worm.
Like, if I had to pick one person out of the whole situation, it's either what's his name? See,
Oh,
and I'm
Azriel,
What?
Cassian.
him.
Who? Who?
Mm. Cassian?
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
Cassian.
Azriel.
Oh,
Oh,
Azriel.
Azriel.
Yeah, he's probably
Yeah.
my favorite.
He's so smooth.
He
And
is
we don't even
smooth
get
and
him
in the
until
shadows,
like,
literally. And
Yeah,
it's
but
like,
he's so
great.
he's nonchalant.
yeah, he's
I
real low
love
key
him.
because they're doing too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And no
Cassian.
drama. Cassian is like,
Oh,
he'll be there
goofball.
with the tea and be like, I'm gonna cause a drama. And
Yeah,
Azriel will be like, oh my God.
he's just there to
I
handle business quietly at that.
Yeah, I fear I'm a Cassian, but I want to be an Azriel.
Yeah, no, I don't like any of them. Feyre annoyed me real bad.
Oh, real bad.
She cool though. Elaine, I do not like her.
No.
Oh, I have my suspicions on
Aw.
Elaine too, so don't you guys worry.
Yeah, and I respect Nesta. She's not my favorite, but I don't hate her. But I
Yeah.
can't stand Feyre.
I mean, I do think this book does set us up to not necessarily hate her. I mean, she's the protagonist, so I think we all like kind of like the protagonist. But I do think this book also kind of sets up not necessarily being her the best character, and then also in the first half of the next book, because like she's such a fighter here, and then she's like not so much a fighter in the beginning. Granted, she went through a lot. She's traumatized, right? She's going through like PTSD, so like there's like issues that will happen. But I
Yeah.
do think there are times I just want to be like slap the girl and be like, hello, where's the girl that was hunting at 8 years old? You know, whatever.
Yeah.
Like I need for her to
Let a
come out.
pretty good redemption of this delusional shit she was going through.
Yeah, she's
After the
quite
war.
insufferable.
Yeah.
Really
Yeah.
insufferable sometimes. I mean, when you read a bunch of other books and then you read this one, you're like, what the fuck? I was like excited to finish this book. I was eating it up. I was loving it, and now I'm reading it again, and I'm like, this bitch is stupid. What is she? She's like, why can't I come with you, girl? Cause you guns to get killed. But
You have
why?
no powers.
Knowing what we know now, it's unfortunate for this book. You know,
Yeah.
this book is like if you got to start here and you've read no other, it's perfect.
Yeah.
But don't get into nothing else and then come back to this because you like, what the hell was she doing?
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. It only gets better from here. Is the
Yeah.
good news.
Oh my gosh, I love this. Yes. Okay. So Lucian and Feyre like hunt together. They become so friends. And then Feyre does everything possible to avoid Tamlin kind of in these first 15 chapters. Like Tamlin is kind of trying to get to know Feyre, and I'm putting kind of in quotes because like sometimes he's actually kind of trying, and then sometimes he's just being an asshole. And it's like, this is not how you talk to a girl. Like everyone in this court knows that they need Feyre to like break this curse, and only Feyre is the only one who doesn't know. And it's like, dude, I need for you to act with some more common sense. Like, you need her at the end of the day to fall in love with you. This is not how you make someone fall in love with you, you know? So,
I
but
mean,
he is trying.
it could be how you make a dummy like Feyre fall in love with you, because if he came out the gate being like, oh, let me,
That
let me take
okay,
care
I'll
of
allow
you.
this.
And she's gonna be like, I can take care of myself, I killed your friend, you know?
Yeah,
So
with the ash
he can't
arrow, because I knew it wasn't a fairy. Yes.
yeah. So I think he was kind of playing the part like, oh, let her think that she hold the cards here, but really, let me she likes the abuse. You know what I'm saying? So if he just went and started treating her all sweet and try to win her over immediately, I don't think it would have worked. She
Mm.
likes the sass.
This is an interesting take, 'cause I don't think I've ever heard this take, but I do love this take, 'cause you're right. She does like it. Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, one of his ways to, like, get Feyre to, like him, Tamlin gives her access to the study, aka the library. Guys, so this is a Beauty and the Beast retelling, so this is her library, which is the study. During the next few weeks, we come across some creatures that we learn about. So one is the puka. They use your own desires to lure you to like remote places and eat you. And so the puka ends up impersonating Feyre's dad, and like Feyre's like excited and like runs to it, but then Tamlin stops her, and then Feyre's all like, "Yeah, my dad would never come." Spoiler: he does later on in 2 books later. So this one, I have 2 pronunciations because I'm listening to the audiobook and it's like Bogue, but then it's like the Bogie in other places. So I'm not really sure how we pronounce the like super scary thing, but
Oh,
because I
the
literally
book that I'm listening to says the bog.
see the
Yeah.
bog, but then some people are saying the bogey. Like,
Yeah.
so
That doesn't sound scary. It sounds cute. I like the bog. That
okay,
sounds
I'll
cute.
take the bog, yeah. Um, but it's literally, yeah, it's spelled like bog, but like I was like listening to like a few other things, whatever, and some people were pronouncing differently. And like I said, the audiobook does say bog too, but wasn't sure. But guys, however we want to pronounce this is
Yeah.
fantasy. We spelled Feyre. It took me forever because I thought it was now I see I know it's Feyre, but I did
Mhm.
not think it was Feyre when I first saw, you know what I mean? So like fantasy is just spelled all types of ways. But anyway,
Yeah.
this is a creature that's not real until you acknowledge it, and it shouldn't be in the spring court. So when Tamlin finds out it's in the spring court, only like a high lord can kill this. So Tamlin does end up killing this, but like this animal shouldn't be here. This is going more towards like the blight issues that's going on here. Also, if I was Feyre, I would have been killed because this thing is like, look at me. I would have left.
I was like, huh?
I would have died 2 seconds. There would be no plot.
We're
I would
nosy.
have
We're
been,
nosy.
I'd have been
We're
killed.
Puerto Rican. We're like, what's happening over there?
Yeah, I would have died. So there's
Yeah.
that. Oh my gosh. And then we have the cereal. This is a skeleton looking creature. I know it's funny. I think of like Lord Baltimore, but like a little nicer
Yes.
Lord Baltimore. But I think of like Lord Baltimore here. And he gives you, or it gives you the answers that you want questions to, or that you have. And then we have the Nagas, and they are cross between like snakes and humans with talons. And we end chapter 15 with like Tamlin killing them because they came after Feyre and the cereal. But anyways, Feyre's not getting the answer that she wants. So this is what I took. Lucian, knowing that he can't give her the answers, hypothetically tells Feyre how to capture the cereal. Like, he does apologize later that like he did hear her scream and he didn't run right away or all this other stuff. But I do think this was Lucian's way of, because they can't tell her certain things because of like the curse or whatnot. So
Yeah.
I think this was like his way of being like, well, if you can capture it and do it, like this is the answers that you're going to get. The cereal does tell Feyre that her family will be fine as long as she stays with the High Lord. And this is the first time she is told, stay with the High Lord. But we're told again later to stay with another High Lord. So I just think it's like a little full circle moment. But this is the first time it says, stay with the High Lord. You'll be safe with the High Lord. And Feyre also realizes, because at first she just thought Tamlin was like a high fae. She didn't realize he was like the lord of the court of the high of the spring court. So now she's like, oh shit, he's like the high lord of this court.
Mhm.
The serial also begins to tell Feyre about the king of Highburn and what the blight really is. So we learn that the king, and it's not fae, because he wasn't like a high fae, he was a king, was not happy with the treaty. He never wanted to sign the treaty or to give up like his human slaves. And so about 100 years ago, he sent out his spies to like infiltrate the different courts. And about 50 years ago, something happened, but the serial cannot finish telling Feyre what happened because the Nagas show up. So Feyre gets half of the story that we have. Long story short, Feyre frees the serial, and then Tamlin saves Feyre. And then the next few things are in these chapters, we're also told that there's a she. Lucen slips and goes she, but that's all we get. So she's supposed to be really scary, but and no one can speak of her. You know, she's also like Beetlejuice or like Lord Voldemort. You know, her who shall not be named. But this is like, as of reading it for the like when I read it for the first time, I was like, "Ooh, who's she?" And now like reading it again, I'm like, "Oh, there's so many clues I missed," and this was
Yeah.
all the stuff
Let's
that was here.
let's mention how the cereal, like, you catch it and you kill it. Like, you catch it and you kill it.
Mhm.
Or you catch it, if you let it go, then this thing owes you something.
Yeah,
Well, put that
and
away for later.
yeah, and they also state that like the serial doesn't always let its people leave.
Mhm.
So, or it's shocking that it didn't kill her. This is another little theory of mine, so I'll wait till I think she might have like cereal in her blood deep down. Mama Archer has something. I don't know. I really do think, because I'll when we go down to our theories, I'm gonna let you know. I think that like this particular Fae, she might have certain bloodlines or something. I don't know in it. But anyways, oh, Andrea's
I
like, hey,
can't wait to
let's
get
get
there.
there. We're almost there. And I only have like 3 more things to say, and then we can get there. Yes. Okay. It is mentioned that Tamlin has a stone of hearts. This is great foreshadowing because I completely missed this in the first time around, and stone of heart is very important at the end of this book. We also, it gets thrown in there, but when Nessa's talking about the dude who wants to marry her who's abusive, she says that Claire told her, and it's like RIP, but like Claire was mentioned before, and I never picked up on that until now because Claire will die later in Feyre, like she didn't know this, but Claire is mentioned very early on.
I missed it.
Yeah, because she's
I
not an
completely
important
missed it.
character, but she's literally mentioned like when Nesta's like, "Oh, I forgot his name. Tommy said he
About
he
Thomas
proposed."
McRae. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the
That's
person who told her was Claire.
it comes up again whenever.
Oh.
So great foreshadowing there.
Okay.
Also, the last thing is during these 2 chapters, Feyre has dreams, and she has 2 dreams in particular. One dream is of her killing Andras, and she like sees the blood on her hands. So it's foreshadowing for later, but then like 2 or 3 paragraphs later, it says that she has like bile in her mouth. And I'm like, oh, this is for next book when she is puking her guts because all she sees is blood on her hands. And then she starts to see Amarantha. She like says like the woman with red hair like grabbed my throat. She hasn't met her at this point yet. She doesn't know who she is, but she gets like these dreams that she's slowly having. I do think this dream could potentially be maybe Reese, like maybe give me something because Reese would have been around this, but I don't know how. But I don't have an answer for it. But there's foreshadowing, and just in case we didn't get that. All right, and that's the end of the 15 chapters. Lovely. What did you guys like? What did you guys didn't like?
Nothing. I didn't like anything.
We're sitting here just laughing our asses off.
I really struggled rereading this because I mean, a good majority of it was, in a nutshell, a good majority was, I'm 19.
Yeah.
Hi, my name's Feyre. I'm 19. I like to color.
I like to color.
I like to do drawings. My
I
sisters
can't
are
read.
garbage. I'm also really powerful. Like I can kill a big ass wolf. Okay.
Who's not a fairy?
Who's not a fairy. And let me go, please. I don't want all this beautiful food and this shelter and you to take care of my family. Please let me go and live back in poverty. Girl, shut up. You're pissing me off. Okay? You got all this beautiful food. Your family's taken care of. You got real clothes. You're swimming in a pool of starlight for the love of God.
Mm-hmm.
What more do you want, you know?
Yes.
And I feel like, man, she really hates herself so much that
Mm.
and it's hard to read about somebody like this. It's hard to
Okay.
read about somebody who just wants to have a shit life. Like and I get it, you know, she doesn't know Tamlin and she doesn't really know what's going on and things like that, but it's like it's better than the alternative, no?
True. Great take.
I don't
I love your take. I'm here for it. Andrea, do you have a take?
Have you guys read Throne of Glass or Crescent City?
Throne of Glass is my jam.
I just
I have not read Crescent City yet though.
I just finished the Shadow, whatever one that's called.
Okay.
That one. It ended very good. We talked about this last time, Andrea. Like, I'm just getting because now I know they're all interconnected, so I need to read these stories before
Yeah.
October 27th. So,
Because I was going to say on page 16.
oh, you can go ahead. I'll probably forget by the time I actually read Crescent City, and I might have already passed this version of.
You have not passed this part.
Oh, you can
in
tell.
Throne of
I'm okay
Glass.
with that. I'm okay with spoilers. I'll still read it.
Yeah, me too.
5 centuries ago in our world where we'd forgotten the names of our gods. That is
Right.
very Throne of Glass coded. And it doesn't mean a whole lot right now,
But
Okay.
don't mean it. Ooh.
but the way she baked in these little nuggets I'm not even lying to you. I could go through every chapter and pick out every single nugget that will tie back into. I won't as early as page 16. And she had already written Throne of Glass by the time
Yeah.
this came out. And so at this point, it makes sense. But listen, on a reread, we're deep diving, getting ready. After knowing everything you know, stuff stands out. And
Well,
so
I do think certain things stand out, like I said, because I read the first few. So, like in the beginning, we talk about like the house where there's like they wrote like the words or whatever to keep out Faye. It doesn't keep out Faye because Tamlin came in, but I do think that is a thing with Throne of Glass because they have like what do they have the not word marks, but they have like when she's like trying to fight
Yeah,
or whatever, she puts like the ruins and all this like around.
yeah,
It's like
it is what you're saying.
that's what I'm saying. Yeah. So
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I instantly like
yeah,
thought of that of the
yeah.
same thing. Yeah. So I mean, there are little things that I have picked up. I haven't read Crescent City, but I mean, I can put two and two together for that. I also just think that goes to like applauding the author because like these are literally three separate universes that she wrote at three separate times in her life and is connecting them all together. Because I do think we'll get one big final hurrah. They're all gonna come together and yeah. So okay, so like I know everyone gives this book shit, but like me going into it, like I knew it was a Beauty and the Beast retelling, and like I honestly enjoyed it the first time reading it. Like I literally had no issues with it at all. I didn't think it was a terrible book. Like everyone gave a shit. I was like, oh, she's in the Beauty and the Beast. Like this is when she's singing "Be Our Guest." Like I don't know. Like I did not have an issue with it. Now as a reread and knowing the rest of the series there are certain things that I'm like, "Oh, Season, you're dumb," or "Oh, Season, how did you not pick up on that?" Or "Oh, Season, like, come on." But my
Yeah.
first initial read, I love this book. I mean, and so like I don't have the issue with it. I think it is what it is. I think it is a great opening for the series. I would read this book 20 times over. No shade on Throne of Glass because now I am hooked. But it literally took me to 4 books to be hooked on Throne of Glass and maybe the one with Sam's book. Okay, that one. That was the third one, right?
Flabbergasted
Yeah,
right
I
now.
am
Book
gasted
one and two
flabber.
of Throne of Glass. I was like, oh my Lord Jesus.
I'm
But
sick
I
about
could
this. Okay.
reread Court of Thrones 10 times and I would have been good. So I mean, it's just preferences, I guess.
I
So
guess.
yeah.
I
So
guess.
I didn't
It's
have an
okay
issue
that
with
you're
this. I
wrong, but
loved it.
yeah.
I love this for you. You know what?
Yeah.
No judgment. I'm not knocking
I'm gonna say this.
that you've latched onto something.
I'm gonna say this. Season is a Disney girly.
I am
Oh,
Okay, so
through and through.
maybe that's why.
have you done other fantasy? Is this your primary fantasy that you've done?
No, I feel like I've read other ones. I don't know what other ones. I was like, I don't know, name them. But this was probably the first big one after like taking a big, skip in reading.
Which you
I
did
feel
on
like
Zodiac Academy too,
yes,
though.
I did Zodiac Academy. I've done like the initial books. There's like 20 books in that series now, but I did like the initial like 8 or 9. I love Zodiac Academy. That is a bully romance. I'll recommend that to anybody. Yeah, this one actually no. I read Zodiac Academy first. So I don't know. I think Jotty's right. I'm a Disney girly at heart. So I
Yeah,
love
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I see all the parallels that we have going on here, so I'm okay with that.
Oh, yeah.
Like something else I think was just funny was like the amount of times that Feyre and Tamlin and Lucian are in the dining room during these first 15 chapters. All I can see is like the dishes running around and we're singing Be
Yes.
Your Guest.
Mhm.
They were in this fucking dining room for like 6 chapters. I was like,
Yeah.
okay. So now I want to get into kind of like our spoilers, our theories that we have going on here. My first one, I will go with Elaine. And I have this because this came from the book, so I'm quoting, but it says Elaine sometimes just ... didn't grasp things. It wasn't the meanness that kept her from offering help. It simply never occurred to her that she might be capable of getting her hands dirty. I've never been able to decide whether she actually didn't understand that we were truly poor or she refused to accept it. So here are my theories on Elaine, and as we read further on in the series, I'll give more things on Elaine. I think 2 things: Elaine either really truly doesn't grasp things, or it's all an act. Up until this point, her not being able to grasp things, if she truly can and she's acting, has gotten her nothing but what she's wanted in life, right? Like she knows how to play that card and she's played it. Her sisters always made sure she got everything. Both of her sisters gave everything to her. She ends up getting married or engaged to the like richest dude you could possibly get engaged to, while she's supposed to be, spoiler alert for anyone who's not here, mates with Lucian. She's like trying to get with like Azriel now and all this other stuff, and I don't see that now. So I think she's either acting or she truly doesn't grasp things to the point where she is letting she doesn't grasp it enough that she is letting other people like control her, meaning like I don't think she was kidnapped when we get into next or 3 books from now. I don't think she was kidnapped. I think she walked right into the enemy's camp, like, but I
Like
think
do.
yeah, but I think if she doesn't grasp it, like she was like tricked into going into that camp, right? Like I think it's one or the other. Like I think she just doesn't grasp things to the point that she is gonna leak information to the bad people. She's gonna be like our character who's just like we cannot trust her because she cannot grasp things. Like
I think so.
yes, I
I
think
think
she's
you're
gonna be the
right.
villain. I think she's gonna be the villain
I
because
would
she
love
doesn't
that.
grasp it, or like I'm literally going drastic, or she grasps it and knows as long as she plays stupid, she will always get what she wants. Like those are, and I have evidence on both sides of that, so I have that. So
I hope
one
you're
thing
right about this whole villain thing and that she's doing it on purpose because I would eat that shit up. Like that, I love
so
that stuff.
I think it's one or the other. Do you guys have any uh theories on Elaine before we go?
I think that Elaine and Eris are gonna end up.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think he's gonna be with Gwen.
I think Azriel's gonna end up with Gwen.
Oh, I thought that's who you meant. Never mind.
Well, Eris, Lucian's brother.
Ooh,
Oh
that's
no,
a
he's
good one.
gay.
Oh wait, yeah.
He hasn't admitted it, but there's so many things where he was like,
Wait,
"What's the girl who's gay? Who's the cousin who's gay? What's her name?"
Oh shit.
more?
More. No, yeah, more, because he even says that there's one point in the book I think he's gay. Uh because there's one point in the book where he was like, I understand that that's what it is, and like we would have made a good husband and wife. Like I think it would have been like we could have been husband and wife. You could have fucked who you wanted to fuck. I could have fucked who I wanted to fuck. Whenever we get to that book, I'll pull out the
Yeah,
line.
I was gonna say, I
I
remember
think he's
this.
gay, but he's like the oldest of father's favorites, so he can't say that. But I think he's low key in the closet.
Okay.
Okay, that's fine. I also
Andrea's just like season is doing some wild shit.
like, whoa, you point that out to me. Holy shit.
I will. There's like a line where we start to like the
Which
brother
book?
where we start to I think it's the third book where we start to
book?
like
Okay.
I think it's that one, yeah. Where we start to like the brother a little bit or realize that he's like not as evil as we think. He makes a line about more and I'm like, oh, he's gay. Like I literally thought like he says something along the lines of like they would have made it work or something. Like he wasn't gonna like I think it would have been like you do you, I do me, and
I thought
for
that was just him being a decent human being, and he
yeah,
didn't
I
want
think he
people
was
to
being
realize he was
gay.
decent.
That's
Interesting.
what I think, but yeah.
That would be something for SJM.
Yeah, we'll see if I'm right or wrong. I don't know, but that's my theory.
Oh,
Okay, cool.
then I
Okay,
forgot
go ahead.
about Gwen and what's that? The third girl from those two are gonna end up being a thing. Gwen and what's her face, whatever her name is.
No,
You know what I'm
Gwen's gonna end up with Asriel.
Gwen?
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel
I
like
have to
Asriel is a
I have
wild
to get
card
back
right now,
there.
based on what I know about Crescent City, and that's all
Oh.
that.
Um,
But okay, back to Elaine.
No, I think more and the other girl with wings who got I forgot her name and
That's who I'm talking about.
more,
Yeah.
I think
More.
more and that person's gonna end up together.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But no, Gwen is definitely with Azrael.
So
Okay,
yes.
so do you guys have
Okay.
okay,
Elaine.
my theory's on Elaine. She's either
I
real
don't think
not
she's gonna be
grasping
a
or
villain.
she's grasping and she's evil.
I think she's gonna end up. There's so many layers to this, but when she comes out of the cauldron, we know this is spoilers, right? Okay, yeah. She comes out of the cauldron and she's a seer now.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's something to that where observation and her taking in everything, and she necessarily doesn't act on anything, but she's always aware. And I think whenever she quote unquote got kidnapped, I think
I think she walked in because she knew she
she
had to
has
walk
some
in.
sort of alter ego that she's unaware of.
Mm-hmm.
And potentially in those moments where she feels as though like Feyre said, she doesn't get it, like maybe her alter ego has just taken over. I don't know, an alter ego, crazy to say out loud, but like quite literally anything is possible.
yeah.
But like the seer bit of it makes me feel like maybe she won't be a villain, but maybe there's something setting her up. She's gonna take over something, but I don't know if villain. I don't think she'll go as far as villain.
Well,
Yeah.
I feel like you're saying like this maybe a split personality on some Jekyll Hyde shit. But remember when this was later, when she's just like disassociated for so long? Like, is she watching something that whole time?
It's possible. I do think after she gets her powers, when she's like that dissociated, I think she's learning how to. Yeah.
I feel like she was taken over.
Or she's taken over. I love this theory.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Lena's I don't really like her, but I think we're gonna get
I can't wait for her book.
I need to know more about her because she was pissing me off as well.
Okay, so let's go to Mama Archon. All right, this is my theory with her. So also Mama and Papa. So I'm gonna do both. Okay, so we have Papa, who it says he came from a family of merchants, but he was called the Prince of Merchants. And I think while that name is meant to throw us off because it was supposed to be like he was so good, but really his family was hiding behind all this debt. I think that they're also in a land where they actually have these mortal queens and who are trying to protect them from the fairies, and we have the High Lord or whatever. So I just feel like Prince is just not a title that we just give to people, right? So my theory with Papa Archerin is that like I don't think he's like from a Fae line per se, like a descendant of a Fae line per se, but I do think he had like his great grandpa made like a deal with something, and that is why they had all this money, and 3 generations ago that deal was broken or something, and that's why they like got this that. But like I don't think they can just have that title prince when we're in a land where like that title means something. Like me saying, "Oh, I'm the queen for today." We don't have kings, queens, or whatever in the USA. You know what I mean? Like I just think that like that title was very purposeful. So I think he knew of fairies and like they're not bad, and that's why he told Feyre, "Don't come back." He was
That's a
like,
good one.
once you get taken, because he knew it was gonna be better. He was just like, you've helped us enough. Don't come back. Stay there. Like, because I would think as a parent, if someone just took you, I would think you're gonna be a prisoner. Like, no, please come back. Like, I'm gonna try to save you. But like, and I think when he does redeem himself and save everyone, he knew exactly where to go. Like, he knew where he had to go. He just had to get there in his leg. When he does redeem himself. So I think Papa knew about fairiness. Now back to Mama. We get told in book 2 or 3, I'm not sure which one, but we are told that there is that humans and fairies like mingled, and there was a an important line that like mingled with that have like human descendants. I think Mama Archerin is a human descendant of this. I think she knew to a point. That's why her and Papa Archeron got along so well, because he knew just of fairies and like didn't think them evil. So I think that's why, because in the book it's like she just loved him so much. So like I think that like he knew of her at some point, but I think Mama Archerin had some form of bloodline in her, maybe 2 or 3%. If they took an ancestry DNA, maybe it'll only be like 4% Fae. Who knows? I think it's some form, and I think the reason why I think the seer or like visions is because I think Mama Archerin got a vision or whatever, and that's why she told 8-year-old Feyre to take care of her family, because she needed that. She like knows that she was gonna be the one to like break this curse or do whatever. I think this is why Feyre's getting these dreams. I think this is why Feyre's getting these dreams. Hey, because she's like foreseeing certain things, and then I also think that's why Elaine ultimately gets this power. And the only other thing that kind of knows like these answers is the cereal. So I think that maybe there's some cereal blood in her down the line, and that's why she's not attacked anytime she like captures the cereal.
Mm.
Thoughts?
When you said that it was just 50 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, wait a minute, how old are these parents? Are how old are the parents? How old was Mama
Oh,
Archeron when she died? Because what if Feyre, who is the youngest, is not even Papa Archeron's baby? What if
oh, we
what
got
if
a baby daddy situation. I'm loving this theory. Please
like
go.
if you I don't know, because you're
No,
saying
she
that
can't, because in these chapters it says she has certain features that are her dad's and her mom's. So I think Papa Archer.
okay, but I was like, man, 50 years ago, how old are the parents? How, you know what I'm saying? Like that
Yeah,
wall was open, right? For
yeah.
them to mingle. Huh.
No,
I
the
don't
wall would have been closed. The wall started. This is when Araminta did her stuff, or whatever her name is. I keep forgetting, but yeah,
Amarantha, yeah.
yeah,
remember.
Amarantha. Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
I just need some
So
baby daddy drama, I
I'm
guess.
here for it. Quite frankly, I love me some baby
Baby mama drama.
mama
Yes.
daddy drama. I'm here for it all. So that's my theory on that, because also, what are the chances that all 3 daughters become Fae at the end? Like, there's something there. I think Mama Archer knew, because then when we get to Nessa's book, and we'll talk about this more when we have Nessa's book, but like she like raised Nessa to be like almost royalty. Why? Like you gave her, you know what I mean? Like I just think she just had foresight, and that is
Yeah.
why. Maybe it wasn't like as great because she only had like 4%, you know, Fae in her. I do think they are mostly human for that, but like I think that's why the cauldron could easily change
I'm with
them.
you because the queen went in there and she did
And
not
she
end up
came
well.
out, yeah, and because yep. So I'm here for this. Okay, I'm just looking at my notes really quickly. Okay, and then that's all I have. And then so the next things I have is just like again because I'm a Disney girly, just referring this to Beauty and the Beast. So like Feyre is obviously Belle, Tamlin's obviously the Beast, Alice is Mrs. Potts, Lucian is clearly Clocksworth and Lumiere, but also the cereal is like the mirror, like telling her like she's
Yeah.
like, show me the truth, cereal. You just need a mirror. That is your role. Is this mirror?
I love the cereal, by the way. What a messy bitch. Well, I sent you that thing that I
Yes,
have.
I have a cup too, or a glass. Okay, that is pretty. Oh, and then I have a few passages that I think we should just be wary about. So while we paint Nessa as the villain up until Silver Flames, there is like on chapter like 3 or 4, it says they're dangerous. Nessa hissed, her fingers digging into my arm as she continued to pull me from the mercenary. Don't go near them again. So I do think Nessa does. We were shown these like good qualities of her and we just overlooked it because we thought she, you know what I mean, was not going to be a great big sister. But then we also find out later at the end of this book that Nessa was the only one who tried repeatedly to look for Feyre. Like,
Yeah.
so I think we kind of overlooked that a little bit. But yeah, Andrew and I were talking about this like maybe 2 or 3 episodes ago, but Jody, you and me talk about this all the time. But I just love how we know this was written by a woman because it says, but we were careful since I couldn't afford it. Isaac himself took the contraceptive brew because there will be no babies here at all. We're not having no babies. I'm just looking at
They mentioned
yeah.
stuff like that.
Another reason why, and maybe this was just throwing stuff out here, but Tamlin then says, didn't, Tamlin interrupts, his voice deep with a surprising gentle, didn't your mother ever tell you anything about us? Why say mother and not parents? I don't know, but
Ew.
I just think that that is something a little bit too as a
Specific.
yeah, mhm. Yep.
Mm.
And that's all I have. So, you guys have anything before we get to our sassy topic? Anything you guys liked? Okay, our sassy topic. Because right now, we're going to get into, because the next few chapters is when Feyre really starts to like kind of fall for Tamlin. But up until now, it's Feyre grows up believing that all fairies are monsters, but slowly realizes they are not. And so we're entering the they're not. How do we overcome our prejudices? And like, why is it important we do so?
I mean, we overcome them by seeing actions, you know? So Tamlin is showing characteristics of caring and being, you know, things like that. So she's and Lucian too. Like Lucian has shown her already that he's a decent man, um, even though he is a fairy. So I think she's seeing it for herself. She's seeing it with her own eyes, and that's why she can unravel the things that she was told because she's seeing good in these people. I mean, even Alice is like wonderful, you know, and really cares for her. So she's like, these fairies can't be that freaking bad because you know they're treating me well, and nobody's trying to eat me or kill me. So I don't know. Maybe just actions are what can unravel your perspectives of people and things.
Okay. Andrea, do you have anything? Because I'm gonna have something, but I have a reason why I got here.
I was gonna say, if anything, Feyre was trash, and she was the one who needed to grip the mirror and realize that she was the problem because all the other people around her had reasons that were viable and valuable, including Tamlin. Like, they sent Andres over the wall to die. They're trying to break a curse. It's all for greater gain. they went so far as to like glamour themselves to not scare her. And she's so rude and petty, like, well, I don't want to be here. Where's my family? Like, you need to grip the mirror and realize that you are treating them some type of way, but they've all got reasons to be the way that they are and to act the way they are. She needs to get a little self-humility. And I get it. She's been doing all this for her family. Nobody's been supporting her, so she's kind of jaded that way. But I don't know. I just feel
Okay.
like you need to grip the mirror. And then I feel like as a human being too is like I'm s- we I feel like we're quick to look at somebody else and judge them versus why am I looking at them a certain way? Was I taught that? Did I experience that? Did I witness somebody else do that? Or do I need to look at myself and adjust my perspective of the situation to see maybe through their shoes or through their lens? Because at any time in this life, so everybody is going through something that we will never ever see. And so I personally have to say, like, grip the mirror, think about what you're looking at and how you're looking at it and what these people are maybe experiencing. And I think Feyre would advance in life if she just stepped back a second and was like, let me think about myself here for a second. Because she's delusional. But yeah.
What were you
I
gonna say,
love your
Jackie?
answer. I do, because in my mind, I was like, oh, well, they're showing her that they're not bad, but I didn't think that, bitch, you're being prejudiced too. You walked in here thinking that they were these horrible monsters because of what you were told, and you never suffered at their hands. You never, you personally never suffered at their hands. So why are you so angry at them? You've been brainwashed to think this. So I
So
love
for me, I'm gonna answer this question, but I have to go kind of in a little circle around the corner down the block situation. So while I absolutely love this book, again, I'm a Disney girly, so I like don't really have an issue with this. I totally see the Beauty and the Beast, and I'm here for it. My issue is Andres crossed the border knowing he was gonna get killed because he needed to break the curse. And my thing is, how did he know that Feyre hated fairies? Like, all he saw was a hunter. Because at the end of the day, like, whether I knew it was a fairy or not in a wolf form, if I'm trying to feed my starving family, like, I'm probably gonna kill you. Like, at that point, it's life or death, right? And so, like, how did he know that she hated fairies so much? Like, obviously, for the plot of the book, we needed her to, because, like, she needs to break this curse, right? But, like, how did he know? Like, how did he know, oh, this girl with the ash arrow, she is going to be the one to break this curse? But I think this ties back to what Mama Archer, and I think like she might have known. I think that's why they live so close to the border. I just think that, like, how did we know Feyre was gonna grow up hating these creatures, right? To be fair, she's in a town, her siblings, they all have like iron, and like, they all talk shit outside of the children of the blessed or whatnot. So I'm kind of picking off of both of you guys, like, because she grew up believing all of this stuff, she has all these prejudices, right? But from day one, literally from this outside of being kidnapped, because I don't want to say day one, because she was, you know what? I don't think she was kidnapped. She actually said, "I'll go with you." So maybe
She
like
got
against her will, but
Yeah.
like she went. Like she wasn't like kidnapped the way we would describe kidnapping, right? But like she went, and from the second she got to the Supreme Court, they've done nothing but be nice to her. And it's like your prejudices should have been overcame a while ago. Now there are things that could make her scared. Like in a reread when I read this the first time, I was like, oh, Tamlin's just our morally great character. He's the beast. But like now as a reread, knowing what Tamlin we have in store for Tamlin, like he's actually kind of very violent. Like the amount of time he has to control his claws from coming out or whatever, just in the first 15 chapters, it's a lot. Like I think his claws come out. I mean, I stopped counting, but it was like 6 or 7 times, and we only were in 15 chapters. Like, so like I do see it a little bit more. So like maybe that's why she could have a little bit of prejudice, and Lucen, until they become friends, is kind of being a low key asshole to her. But like to your point, Alice isn't. They talk about other servants that are kind of there. We haven't reached this yet, but we're about to reach where she helps like the butterfly fairy looking thing who like wings got taken away. Yeah. So like the question that I have for this is, how did you get these prejudices, right? Like prejudices are like they will shape what you truly believe and what you don't believe to the end of the world. And at the end of the day, I can sit here and say I'm the most inclusive person. I have unconscious biases that I don't even know that I have. We all have them, right? And I have some form of prejudice that I don't even know. I like to think I'm super inclusive, but I don't want to like X my way out. Like, there's probably something that I mean, right now, I don't like any Republicans. So, like, I'm prejudiced against every single one of them right now. So, and I don't think they're all bad. Maybe some of them, but like right now, I'm like, ooh,
Yeah.
who'd you vote for? What? I'm putting you in this bucket,
Looks
right?
like we can't
That's
be
a
friends.
prejudice. But that's a prejudice, like, right? Like, for real. So, my question to like kind of answer this question is, how does she even get these prejudices to even be where she is? Because to your all point, no fairy has actually really hurt her. She's the one who killed the fairy. She's the one who did this. How did we get here? So,
Yeah. But let's remember she's only 19.
Yeah.
Her mind has been manipulated since she was young. They've molded her into this fairy hating, ash carrying killer, you know,
Yeah.
she
mhm,
doesn't have love from her family. All she has is hate, you
that
Yeah.
is
know.
true.
All
They
They
she
didn't
love
in
her in a fucked
they
up
didn't
way.
even educate her. They just like
Hmm.
she can't even read. She can't write, she can't read. And they
Yeah,
just sent her out to be a hunter and they didn't care to give her the tools for herself. They just told her what they want her to know.
Yeah,
right. So she was what is that word? Oh my God, you guys help me.
I want to, but I don't know what we're trying to say.
Oh, I know I'm the worst at like describing what I want to say. But when you not breed, is it breed? Hmm? No. When you make somebody what you want them to be. God,
Oh, no, breathe. Yeah, like you're molding them. Like you're I know what you're saying. Like if I was like a predator and I'm trying to like get another person to like I'm going to like breed them to I understand what you're saying. She was like
yeah, I don't
raised
know how to
this
say
way.
that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. There's a I think a word for it that they use
There's
on
another
TV
word for
shows
it.
or whatever. Yeah, yeah,
It'll come to me at 1 o'clock in the morning.
yeah. Fantastic. Okay. Well, guys, I loved our absolute crazy theories. So when we do this again, bring the rest of your crazy theories, and we're just gonna keep going down with this because anytime there's something about Elaine, I will tell you because I think either Elaine really doesn't grasp or she's fucking joking around. Now that you said the split personality, I'm loving that actually. So I think there's two things. I think the only reason why she's even entertaining Azriel is because he is the shadow daddy, like literally, like he's like in the shadows, and she knows if anyone were to catch her, it would be him. So she needs to like befriend him so his judgment is cloudy. Like Elaine either truly doesn't grasp it or she grasps it so well, she's playing everyone. Like I that yeah. And you can't change my mind. The only person who's gonna change my mind is Sarah J. Maas when I read Elaine's book. Okay? That is the only person who's gonna change my mind. All right, well, until we meet again, guys, bye.
Bye.